everyone! So today we are going to discuss and learn about covalent bonding. Now what is covalent bonding? Covalent bond, also known as molecular bond, is a chemical bonding that involves the sharing of the electron pairs between atoms.
So before we proceed in covalent bonding, the first step is we need to know how to read the periodic table. So this is the periodic table. It is divided into two parts, which is the metal and the non-metal. Starting to boron, silicon, arsenic, beryllium, and astatine, to your left is metal. While to your starting from boron, silicon, arsenic, beryllium, astatine, to your right is non-metal.
Step 2. Identifying the valence of electron. Valence electron is an outer shell electron that can participate in formation of a chemical bond. Both atoms contribute valence electron to form shared pair. So now, we will identify the valence of each group. This is the group 1, and the valence of group 1 is 1. And this is the group 2, and their valence is 2. And now, this is the group 3, and their valence is 3. This is the valence 4. This is the group 4, and their valence is 4. This is the group 5, and their valence is 5. And then, this is the group 6, and their valence is 6. And the last is 7, and their valence is 7. And now, this is the noble gases. Noble gases are not included in bonding due to its valence that is already stable. This is according to the octet rule of Gilbert and Lewis in 1916.
Step 3. We are going to do the chemical formula. So I'm going to show you the example of covalent bonding. Sodium sulfate, and this is the element of sodium, and this is the element of sulfate. You're gonna just crisscrossing, and this is in order to find the final answer. So this is the covalent bonding sharing works. So dinitrogen oxide. Di means 2. Nitrogen's the valence 5 equals to 10. And oxide 1. Valence of oxygen is 6. So we need 16 to be stable. So this is the Lewis dot structure. Each element should contain 8 dots to be stable. So this is the oxygen, correct? Nitrogen.
In step 4, we're going to naming the combined elements. So before we naming the combined elements, we will identify which element is the nearest to the left side of the table. So in our case, we will combine carbon and oxygen elements. So first, we will look at the table of elements, and here's the carbon. So carbon is the nearest in the left side. So the carbon should write it first before the oxygen, because oxygen is the farthest to the left side. So we will now combine the two elements, the carbon and the oxygen. So first, the first element, we will stay in its name. So the carbon is it stayed still. And the second element, we will get the root name of the oxygen. So the root name of the oxygen is ox. So the oxygen we will now call oxide, because the second elements we will add IED to the in the last in the last. So we combined already the two element, and as you can see, the only change name is the second element, because as I said a while ago, the oxygen, we will get the root name of the oxygen. So we put the ox here and we add IED. And now in the compound, in the covalent compound combining, we will add prefix on the first first name of the second element in combined. Why mono? Because we combined only one carbon and one oxygen. So the oxygen we will now call monoxide. And if the vowels of the two vowels in a row, the extra vowel on the end of the prefix is removed. So how we will know if what prefix we will add to the second element, second name of the elements. So here our example is the carbon, one carbon and one oxygen. So if the second element is equal to one element, we will add mono. And the second one, if the second element is two non-metal element, we will add prefix D, like this one is equal to 2, and the 3 is equal to trioxide, and this is dioxide. If there's two oxygen, the oxygen we will call dioxide. If there's a 3 oxygen, the oxygen we will call trioxide. And if there is a 4, we call tetra. So the oxygen will be named tetraoxide. And the fifth one, if there's a fifth oxygen, 5 oxygen, sorry, we will call pentaoxide. And the six oxygen, hexaoxide. The 7 is heptaoxide, hepta. The 8 oxygen we call octaoxide. The 9 oxygen is nonaoxide. And lastly, the 10 oxygen we will now call decaoxide.
Now here's a quick recap about a covalent bonding. First, we have to know how to read the periodic table. Second, we need to identify the valence of electron of the atom. Third, we are going to perform the chemical formula. And lastly, we are going to name the combined atoms. Now that's all for today, guys. Hope you have learned something from our tutorial video about covalent bonds or molecular bonds. Bye!